Hi friend, my name is Evelyn. I'm a digital strategist, and in today's video I will show you how you can grow a group using Facebook ads. The thing is that growing a group with Facebook ads is not as simple as you might think in the beginning, because you can't directly advertise to a group. So you're left with basically three options that I know of. The first option is that you could post on your business page an organic post promoting your group and linking to your group. And then you can use the engagement campaign objective, which is like the boost function, to boost your post. And then people will see your ad and some of them will click and they will go over to your group and ask to join. So here is why that's not ideal. The campaign objectives work in a way that Facebook always gives you what you ask for. So if you ask for engagement, Facebook will most likely show your ad to the people that are most likely to engage with it, which means they will like it and comment it and share, but they won't necessarily click the link and go to your group. The consequence of that is that you will have relatively high cost per group member, and you also don't collect people's email addresses because you directly send them to your group. So not an ideal way. The next way that I know of is using the conversion campaign objective and sending people from Facebook to a dedicated bridge page. So a web landing page outside of Facebook that you use to educate people about why they should join your group, and then give them a call to action to join, and then they can hop over from this bridge page to your group. Again, the downside here is that it's not the best campaign objective. Now you have to know that conversion campaigns usually are the ones with the highest CPMs, so cost per mil. This means they are the most expensive campaign objective that you can choose. And this sometimes will leave people with cost per group member of $10 to $20. In my opinion, my humble opinion, that's not very affordable. That's not very sustainable to grow a group like that. You have to have a really high ticket, really proven, really strong backend to finance that. And I don't know if it's very purposeful. Plus, you also don't collect people's email addresses. What you could do here, though, is you could send them to a freebie first, collect people's email addresses, and then on the thank you screen of the freebie, on the thank you page of the freebie, send them over to your group, and then also follow up via email, convincing people that haven't joined your group to do so. But as I said, it's most likely the most expensive option you have, and I don't recommend it. So here's the approach that I do recommend, and I will walk you through how it works step by step after I explain the concept to you. So I love to use the lead gen campaign objective. This allows me to advertise a strategic freebie, so a freebie that will only be attractive to my potential idea clients and to no one else, because it helps them at a specific point in their journey where I want to pick them up and help them, right? And then I advertise this with lead gen ads. So lead gen is a much cheaper campaign objective than conversion campaigns. And you will usually get more people to give you their email address because you create less friction. It's very convenient because people can directly enter their details on Facebook. And now you can use the thank you screen of this lead form to send people to your group. And it will be a very seamless experience. People will never have to leave Facebook, and it almost feels native, like Facebook recommends your group. So really cool. What I see is that about 40 to 60% of people that go for the freebie also join your group. So, and for the other percentage, you have their email address and you can follow up with them, making your offers, promoting your services, and guiding them to the group. That way, I was able to get email addresses for 34 cents and group members for around $1. So that's the best approach that I know of. And now let's jump into the tutorial, walking you step by step on how to do it. Hope this was helpful. If it was, consider subscribing to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Hi there, in this video I show you how you can set up a lead gen ad to grow your email list and Facebook group. I'm in the Ads Manager now, and now I click on Create. I select the lead generation. I give the campaign a name. I like to give it the name of my freebie. Then I create an ad set. I like to name it based on the targeting that I will have. So let's start with competitors and influencers. And then create an ad. And I will name it image ad or video ad, depending on what creative I use. So right now I want to say image. Now continue. On the campaign level, we want to select campaign budget optimization. And a budget that I recommend is to start with $15 a day. If you have euros, then you can go anywhere between 10 to 15 euros a day. I would say 15 is the ideal budget to start, but also 10 or even 5 is still okay and will still give you some traction. Now on the ad set level, this is where we need to select our lead method. This is instant forms. We need to select our page. Then we don't want to select an end date because we want this to have an ongoing campaign. And now we want to dial in the location. So for this example, let's say this is in the United States. You could add more locations, for example, also Canada. So I personally like to do all English-speaking Tier 1 countries, which is United States, Canada, United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia. Those are usually the countries that I use. So you can just go here and select those, all of them. So now for the age brackets, if it's a freebie ad, I like to leave it as open as possible because that gives Facebook more options to find me cheaper opportunities. For the gender, please dial in what goes in aligned, what is aligned with your ideal client. So if your ideal client is female, then put that in. And if your ideal client is male, then put that in. If you don't have a clear preference, then leave that as is. For the detailed targeting, you want to dial in the interests that you came up with in the interest research. So now, because this is for competitors and influencers, in my interest research, I was coming up with Amy Porterfield. Sometimes you need to Amy. Then I was also coming up with, let me see here, John Loomer. And then we were also coming up with some others. So you want to dial that in. And then once you're done with that, you want to select automatic placement to allow Facebook to find you the cheapest options. And now for the image, we want to upload an image. So add media, add image. You could also upload a video. Then use the creative that you made with the templates and upload it. Now say next. You're done. Now you want to take the primary text that you came up with based on the templates and you want to copy it in here. So this is the main text. You could add up to 5 options, but I would keep it simple in the beginning. Now you want to add your headline. And that looks good. And now you want to adjust the call to action to download. Okay, so now half of our ad is done. Now we need to create a form. Because the way that the lead ad works is that people enter their details on Facebook and then they will be redirected to your group on the thank you screen. So now we want to name our form in a way that we can then find it easily after, because we also need to set up an integration with Zapier towards our email autoresponder. So now let's say add template bundle. And now for the form type, we always want to go with more volume. Now we could select a different background image here, but I'm usually just leaving the image that we have from the ad. Okay, so now we can say, get your free ad template bundle with Canva and copy templates. Okay. So now we want to ask for their contact information, and I always prefer to just ask them for their email. If you send emails with a personalized name, then you would also need to ask for the first name, and that you could add by go user information and then say first name. But I personally like to keep it super simple like that because this allows me to get a lot more email addresses cheaper, and I also don't use the personalization in my emails because I found over time that it doesn't make too much of a difference. So now I want to enter a message, and what we want to say is, please enter your email so that I can send you the access, or so that I can send you the ad template bundle. Okay, so for privacy now, we need to add a link to the privacy policy of our website. Now, if you have a product that needs a custom disclaimer, you could add it here. And now we have the completion. Thank you, you're all set. And now this is the important part. You can now send them somewhere. And this is the method that I used to grow my Facebook group, and was really, really powerful because about 60% of the people would join the group right away and many more after from the emails that I sent. Thanks, you're all set. I would say thanks, your ad template bundle is on the way. And then I would say, because the integration with Zapier, sometimes it can take up to 20 minutes until people get the email. So what I would say here is, this can take up to 20 minutes. If you don't want to wait, join my free group for coaches and course creators. You would put in your ideal audience here and how they self-identify, and find the template and find it right away in the lessons section. Okay, so you have your freebie in your group and they have an advantage of joining the group immediately. And then there is a call to action button, which would be view website, but we need to change the text, and then join free group now. And then you want to link to your Facebook group. And this is really special because usually you can't run an ad within Facebook to grow a group. This is against their policies. So now what you want to do is you want to publish this form. Oh, I'm sorry, here it needs to be a description so that you can create amazing ads within minutes. Okay, so you want to give them an incentive. Okay, now we want to publish this. And now we see the ad preview here. And this is how the user would experience it. They would click on the ad that looks like this. And then they would see, okay, get this. And then they click next. Then they enter their details. And then they agree with the privacy policy. And then they get the call to action to join your group. So this is how this is set up. All you would need to do is publish. And after that, after it's published, you would go here to the ad set and you would duplicate it into the existing campaign. And what you would do then here is you would change the ad set name to your next targeting. And now you dial in the other targeting that you've worked out. And you repeat this once more so that you have all your detailed targeting in different ad sets, and you can come back in 72 hours and you can compare what does the best, what maybe needs to be turned off, and where you can make more variations of that seems to work. Okay, more on that later. That's it for now. Thanks. Bye.